I needed to take 3 years off to detox my brain from the public school education system. Hello and welcome back to the Karla Eli Show. I'm your host, Karla Eli, and I'm here to guide women towards wisdom so that they may unlock a life of abundance by mastering the feminine balance. Let's get into today's flow. Today, I'm going to be speaking about a different area of my leveling up journey. This area pertains to the public school system, and it starts with this. I needed to take 3 years off to detox my brain from the public school education system. And we're going to be diving into that more today just because I'm realizing that there is a deep correlation between all of us ladies who are POCs, people of color, with money, education, and relationships. This all ties in together, and I'm going to be flowing with all of you today by sharing my personal journey, my personal limiting beliefs. And if you find yourself in that same path of wanting to detox your brain, to detox your mind, start new habits, and really step into the woman that God has called you to be, this episode is for you. Some of the limiting beliefs that I had because the public education system taught me them, and I didn't even realize how ingrained they were in my head, was one, I needed to have a college degree to be successful in life. Two, I needed to struggle before I could succeed. Three, that you could only go into medical or law to actually make a decent income or decent salary. And then another one that I struggled with and I had deep ingrained into my heart was, in order to be respected in a professional setting, I needed to act like a man and be extremely stressful, be extremely demanding, because no one respects women in the industry of professionalism. So those were some of the limiting beliefs that I had, and I took 3 years off of school to work through this. But one of the most important limiting beliefs that I had a recent breakthrough is that I could do something that I loved and generate consistent income. Seriously, the public school education system made me believe that I was never going to be successful, that there was no point in trying to open up my own business, do whatever it was that I wanted to do, that I was only created to serve the top 1%. Oh, and that's another thing that the public school system made me think. They even tried making me resent people who were at the top 1%. And now we have this thing of like, eat the rich. And I'm not saying that I disagree or I agree. All I'm saying is it is so harmful for educators, mentors, and leaders to be teaching young students from the age of 5 to resent wanting to be wealthy or look at wealthy people as if they're a different species or that they don't belong within us. Because let's be real, I think all of us want a life of ease. It's okay that some people have it figured out. Why don't they teach us coping mechanisms for us to generate the same type of income? I woke up from this lie when I was a senior in high school. And I had realized that a lot of the professors, teachers, mentors, counselors were pushing us to go to college. And I didn't really understand why. And honestly, even though at the time I did want to go to college because I thought that college was like this amazing institution that I needed in order to succeed, I almost fell into that trap. But then I was like, hold on, hold on. Why are they pushing us so hard to go to college? Because statistics shows us that 94% of college graduates are still unemployed. Don't believe me? I'm going to go ahead and show you all the statistics, all the philosophers, all the background of how the public school system came to be, and on Wednesday, on for Wednesday wisdom, because today we're just flowing. Today I'm just talking to you guys about my journey, my experience, and how I woke up from this culture of like, education brings you success. Education is fun. I love learning. It's one of my abundance centers. I love to do research. I love to read. But I think it's very misleading for younger generations to believe that you need a college degree to be successful. And if you don't have a college degree, then you are not worthy of getting a good job or finding a good job. This is so sad that the education system does this to young kids, to young adults, when they're barely figuring out life itself. It's criminal. And to be completely honest with you, it was extremely scary to step away from the conventional way of seeing success because, again, I'm first generation. Like, my parents didn't really value education as much. They never really did because they succeeded without needing a college degree. That was hard for me because, like I said, I loved school. And I was being taught since I was 5 years old that going to college was the next biggest and best thing for my future. And since these public figures or these mentors, these teachers, these professors were telling me that and they were all educated, I thought, maybe they're right. But like I said before, it was really, really hard for me to be that outlier to want to figure it out by myself. It was absolutely scary, by the way, because when you decide to do something different than the status quo, there's a lot that is attached to that. There's judgment, there's criticism, and you give people a chance to talk about you and share their 2 cents on what you're doing. And it's honestly super uncomfortable. But nevertheless, 2020 came, and that was my second year or a year and a half being in college. And we all know what happened in 2020. Everything got shut down. So I needed to pivot. And that's when I realized that I actually had a lot of services in me that I could monetize and learn from. And so that was really the first time that I ever created a small business. And I created my first tutoring company. And because I was at home, a lot of parents needed help with their kids because their kids were stuck at home as well. Schools weren't open. And I said, you know what? I took engineering calculus. I'm great at math. I know how to teach. I know how to communicate. And I'm also really good with kids. You know what? I'm going to open up my own business. And that's exactly what I did. And I realized that I could work less, but make more. I was averaging $800 a week from doing this and going to parents' houses and offering my services. That's pretty good for someone who just started off and not having a college degree. Parents were just so in need and needed my help that I was like, okay, sure, I'll go ahead and do it. And I found it fun. I found it engaging. It gave me an opportunity to step out of my house and I was paying off my bills. And then I thought to myself, what else can I do? Honestly, like what else is in me? What else drives me? And that's really when my mind had opened up from all of these limiting beliefs of like you need to go to college to be successful and whatnot. So then after that, I was like, okay, I was already working towards breaking my chains and my bonds from the conventional way of succeeding. And I really enjoyed it. I was super happy. And then I got to tap into my abundance center, my femininity, because I wasn't stressed. I was happy with what I was doing and I was fulfilled with what I was doing. And at the time, $800 a week was great for me. So I was 20, turning 21. And then once things started to open up again, I fell into a different career, but it still stood in my heart like, okay, I can do it. I can generate my own income. I just need to believe in myself. Once things were required of me in this other job that I did, because I also managed rental properties for a little bit and I was like number one at conversions. I was making decent money there too. They started to request things of me that I was not comfortable doing. And I said, this is where it ends. This is where I'm not going to be working for anybody. I'm only going to be working for myself. I need to open up my own company, one that will last a long time and that I can help people, specifically help women connect with their purpose. I know that I make it sound easy on here, but it was very hard because all the limiting beliefs that I listed off in the beginning were still in my heart. I still didn't really believe in myself or have enough confidence in myself to launch my own business, to launch a company, to really become my own boss. And what I did was honestly, I just grabbed onto the dreams that God had for me, the purpose that God had for me, and everything fell into place. So, the reason why I share this with you, and I'm not going to be sharing statistics on here or talking about the philosophers and things like that, is because I want us ladies who are either first generation or we're like convinced that we need to go to college and that school is the most important thing. I want to challenge that way of thinking and I invite you to have an open mind that you don't need college to be successful. You can't teach someone how to have a heart of service. You can't teach someone how to like people. You can't teach someone how to be extroverted. That comes from within. It's not something that can be taught. It's not something that can be mastered at a university and gain a whole bunch of loan debt to try to figure that out. Maybe it can, but from what I've seen, it just comes naturally. Because here's another thing that we need to consider. Yes, having a stable career is important, having a job is important, but I don't want my ladies to only be work, 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 and create this lifestyle and almost be codependent on this income when you desire family, when you desire marriage, when you desire to go on vacation. You truly have the potential of creating your own dream life. It's all about up here, though. It's all about having breakthroughs of your own limiting belief of what you define as being successful. Because the thing about working in corporate America or working for big companies and making good money and being on the go all the time is that you are not creating sustainable systems in your life for the long term game. But you do not need to worry about any of that because I'm here to guide you and really show you how you can create systems in your life to have that dream life that you've always wanted. Like, listen. Not only am I a relationship expert, but I also, run a company. I also run a marriage. I'm a married woman and I'm super happy and content with my life. And I want you to be able to take what I've learned and replicate it if that's what is in alignment with you. Because something that you can accomplish that a lot of people seem to not get or understand is that you can do something that you love, absolutely love, and also make consistent income doing so. This is how you build an empire that lasts forever. But the takeaway message here that I want you to all understand is that you can achieve the dreams that you have and that you desire in your heart, but you need to target the limiting beliefs that you have because someone else most likely programmed you to believe them. And sometimes it's not even our parents, sometimes it's the public school education system itself. Education literally drives pop culture, drives culture in general. And I'll be diving into that on Wednesday Wisdom a little bit more, showing you guys the history and the background of all of it because it is fascinating and made me angry when I found out all of the things that go through or the process that goes through creating a public education system. It really made me upset. So I want to be sharing that with all of you, and you can do what you will with information that I share with you. If you are enjoying the show, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I am here to stay. I'm super excited for the next following weeks and the next following lessons that I have planned for all of us here. A couple of things that I wanted to mention is if you're interested in mentorship, interested in coaching and masterclasses and all the courses, all that good jazz, go ahead and go to www.karlaeli.com to find more of me. I am currently working with public figures and influencers to teach them how to get through the hurdles of being a public figure. If that interests you at all, again, please visit me at karlaeli.com. I'll be seeing all of you on Wednesday. Bye bye.